Here are the video solutions for AQA Functional Skills Maths Level 1. This is paper 2, which is the calculator paper, and this is the sample paper. Okay, circle the number that is 5 more than -1. So what we can do here is just do our number line: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So 5 more than -1, here's -1, 5 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so the answer is 4. The question is basically what is -1 plus 5, and we can turn that around to what is +5 minus 1, in other words what is 5 take away 1, the answer is 4. Percentage means, or percent means out of 100, so 7 out of 20 is the same as what out of 100. 20 times by 5 is 100, so 7 times by 5 is 35, so that's 35%. Alternatively, to turn a fraction into a percentage, it's top divided by bottom times by 100. However you do it, you'll still get 35%. Okay, so we want to work out the perimeter, so that is all the outside edges added together. So this side length is 4 centimeters and this is 9 centimeters, so 4 plus 9 plus 4 plus 9, or 4 plus 9 doubled, takes us to 26 centimeters. Work out the value of 38 squared. Well, that means 38 times by 38, and 38 times 38 is 1444. Okay, so what we need to remember is that a right angle is 90 degrees, an acute angle is less than 90 degrees, an obtuse is between 90 and 180, and a reflex is between 180 and 360. So the smallest is going to be the acute. Next smallest is the right angle, followed by the obtuse, followed by the reflex. Okay, question number 6, the volume of the cuboid. Well, that's simply going to be these 3 dimensions multiplied together. So 7.6 times by 2.25 times by 5.4, and that comes to 92.34 cubic centimeters. Okay, so here are 15 values. We need to complete the frequency column. So 13, that is between 11 and 20. So I'll just do some tally marks. 40 is going to go here. 22 is going to go here. 14 here. 19, 11 to 20. 30, 21 to 30. 36, 31 to 40. 33, 31 to 40. 8, between 1 and 10. Okay, that's already been done, as has the 3. 37 goes there. 38, I'll turn that into a 5. 28 is in the 21 to 30. 17 is in the 11 to 20, and 32 is here. So just doing the tally marks, that is 4, 3, 5 plus 1 is 6. Have I done them all? 6 plus 4 is 10, 13, 14, 15. Perfect. So I've got them all accounted for. Okay, so we want to work out the area of an L shape. So what you need to do is turn it into 2 rectangles. The area of this rectangle here, let's call this shape A and shape B. So shape A, that is going to be 8 times by 20, which is 160. And shape B is 2 times by 4, which is 8. So the total area is 160 plus 8. So that is 168, and the units for area are centimetres squared. So 168 centimetres squared. Okay, on to section B. So what we need to do is draw a suitable chart showing the income from drinks. So I think the easiest thing to do is a bar chart. So the problem here is we've got plenty of width, so we can easily do 4 bars. It's just the height I'm a bit worried about because I need to go up to 1400 and I don't have 14 squares. So that might mean that, well, let's start at 1500 and work backwards. So 1400, 1300, 1200, 1100, 1000, 900, 800, 700, 600, 500. Okay, so this here is income. I always think it's important to try and maximise the space here. So for Wednesday, okay, so I'm going to do quite fat ones because I've got plenty of space here. So this is going to be Wednesday, a gap of 1. So Thursday will be in here with a gap of 1. Friday, gap of 1. Saturday. So I'm going to make sure that my columns are 2 big squares across and the gaps in between are 1. It's really important that the bars are the same width and the gaps between are the same width. So Wednesday goes up to 800. I should probably say that the income is in pounds. Thursday is 1,000. Friday is 1,400. So I should also mention that it's really important that you use a pencil and a ruler. I'm managing to keep these vaguely straight for once, which is good. And Saturday, 700. There we go. Job done. Okay, 9b. So what we need to do is go back to question A to find out the income from drinks. So income from drinks is going to be these figures added together. So 800 plus 1,000 plus 1,400 plus 700, and that comes to a total of 3,900. Okay, so let's just write that down below. So that's 3,900. For food, it's simply these 4 values added together, and that comes to 12300. So income from the food is 12300. So Rory says the income from food is more than 3 times more than the income from drinks. So the income from drinks is 3,900. If I triple that, what do I get? I get 11700, and that is still less than the income from food. So Rory is correct. So we can just say Rory is correct because the income from food, 12,300, is greater than 11700, or we could say it's a certain amount, £600 more than 3 times the income from drinks, something to that effect. Okay, so in total Rory wants a third of the income from food to come from starters and desserts. Has this happened during the special offer? So what we need to do is work it, is this 1/3? Well, it looks like it could be a third. I mean, it's vaguely believable. What we need to do is we need to get our protractor and measure this angle here. Okay, now if it's 1/3, 1/3 of 360 degrees, because remember the whole pie chart is a full 360 degrees. 1/3 of 360 is 360 divided by 3, which is 120 degrees. So if this angle here is 120, then this has, then 1/3 of the income is from starters and desserts. But if you measure this angle, the angle should be measured at roughly 114 degrees. Unfortunately, I can't demonstrate how to measure the angle using a protractor here. Although if you measure it anywhere between 112 and 116, that's acceptable. And we can simply say that, well, 114 degrees is not 120 degrees. So this has not. So this shows that 1/3 of the income is not from starters and desserts. Okay, so for part D, I'm going to work out wages of the chefs. So that's going to be 210 times by £9.35, and that is 1,963.50. The wages of the waiters, that's 570 times by £7.90, that is 4,503. So if I add 1963.50 plus 4,503 plus 3,700, that comes to a total of £10,166.50. So the profit is just going to be the difference between the income, which was 14,800, take away all the other costs and the wages, take 10,166.50, and that comes to a profit of 4,633.50. Okay, on to question 10. So Joe says we want to go to the town with a higher average number of hours of sunlight. Give one reason why they might choose town A. So normally when I work out the average, I'm just working out the mean. So let's go for the mean of town A. That's going to be all the values added together. So 199 plus 219 plus 198 plus 195 plus 214, which comes to 1025. And now I'm going to divide that by 5. 1025 divided by 5 is 205. Now I'm going to work out the mean for B. 197 plus 207 plus 204 plus 196 plus 203. That comes to a total of 1007, and 1007 divided by 5 is 201.4. To be honest, it's fairly obvious that town A is going to have a higher average since there are 5 values for each of them, and since we're dividing both of these values by 5, it's obvious that 1025 is going to yield a higher number. So actually we can just go on the total number of hours of sunshine, but that's not what the question wants us to do here. So all we can say is the mean, just to make sure that we definitely got the mark, the mean number of hours of sunshine for town A is greater. Simple. There we go. Okay, right. So this question's a bit complicated. Well, it's not that complicated, but it's easy to make a mistake. So we're flying on a Friday. So Friday, completely forget the Saturday flights. The temptation is just to grab the cheapest, let's say the 25th, which is £65, and select the cheapest one over here. That was what I did the first time, because I'm a bit of a moron sometimes. So, but remember, you can't fly out on the 25th and then fly back 3 weeks earlier. So you have to think of it like this. So if you're flying out on the 4th, you have to come back on the 11th, or you could fly out on the 11th and fly back on the 18th, or you fly out on the 18th, which is 102, and come back on the 25th, which is 99. Okay, so clearly this third one is the most expensive. We've got an 82 and an 82 in both of these calculations, so obviously, well, I say obviously, to me it's relatively clear that 72 plus 82 should be less than 76 plus 82, so these are the flights we need to take. So the dates are flying out on October the 11th and coming back on October the 18th. So that's going to cost £72 plus £82 per person. Of course, there's 2 of them. 72 plus 82 comes to a total of 154. So you want to do 154 multiplied by 2, which comes to 308. There we go. Question C, it's a bit more of a challenge. So it's £17.99 for the first 15 kilos. So we know that Jo has got 19 kilos and she pays £23.99. So the first 15 kilos cost £17.99. So that means there's an additional 19 take away 15, which is an additional 4 kilos at a cost of £23.99 take away the £17.99, which is £6. So we know that 4 kilos costs £6. So therefore 1 kilo is going to cost £6 divided by 4. So 1 kilo costs £1.50. So if Steve's got 22 kilos, then he's going to pay £17.99 plus, now he's got an additional 22 take away 15, which is an additional 7 kilos. So that's going to be plus 7 lots of £1.50. 7 times by £1.50 is £10.50. So £17.99 plus £10.50, and that comes to a total of £28.49. Okay, question number 11. So we're working back from 7:15 p.m. So arrived 10 minutes before, so 7:15 p.m. minus 10 minutes, that will take us back to 7:05 p.m. And then we want to go back 1 hour and a half, so 1.5 hours. So let's take off 1 hour first of all, so that's going to be 6:05 p.m. But then we need to take off half an hour or 30 minutes. So 6:05 p.m. minus 35 minutes, that will take us to 5:35 p.m. There we go, so 5.35. Okay, so 11B. So the tank in Ian's car can hold 11.6 gallons. So when it's full, that is 11.6 gallons. So up to here is 11.6. Now it's a quarter full. So what we need to do is 11.6 gallons divided by 4 to work out how many gallons are left. So that is 2.9 gallons. Now, if you can do, if 1 gallon gives you 46 miles, then 2.9 gallons will give you 46 times by 2.9 miles, which is 133.4 miles. Now, Ian needs to go to the concert and back, so 2 times by 70.3, that is 140.6. So does he have enough petrol? So the answer is no. He only has enough petrol for 133.4 miles, and he needs to travel. I'm probably writing too many words here. I mean ideally we've got the marks already, but it's always good to put in a confirming sentence at the end, and he needs to travel at 140.6 miles. There we go. Job done. Okay, on to question number 12. 11C rather. So here's the price list for food and drink at the concert, and Ian's got a discount and he gets 15% off. Okay, does he have enough money to buy a hot dog, crisps and a cola? So that's going to be £3.95 plus 90 pence, so I'm going to write that as 0.90 plus £2.35. So grab your calculator, 3.95 plus 0.9 plus 2.35. So that's a total of £7.20 full price. But he gets 15% off. If he's getting 15% off, then that means he pays 85%. So what is 85% of £7.20? Well, the calculation is 0.85 times £7.20. 0.85, that is our percentage multiplier for 85%. It is 85 divided by 100, and that comes to £6.12. So that is the price. He's got £6.20, so yes, he has 8p more. Okay, now on to question number 12. So for Cho, what we need to do is, if the salary is £24,000 per year, then 24,000 divided by 12, that is £2,000 per month, per calendar month, PCM. So I'm going to do 2,000 minus the 987.50, and that will give me 1012.50. And now I need to divide 1012.50 by 5, and 1012.50 divided by 5 is 202.50. So this is the income tax that Cho has to pay per month. Now Helen, we already know the monthly salary, so all we need to do now is the 1720 minus the 987.50, and that comes to 732.50. We need to now divide that 732.50 by 5. 732.50 divided by 5 is £146.50. So now all we need to do is, what's the difference? Well, £202.50, take away £146.50, that is exactly £56. So the answer, £56. Okay, 11B. So I'm going to add up all of his outgoings. So that's going to be 500 for the rent, plus 420 for the food, plus 340 for other. That comes to a total of 1,260. So what he's got left, so he has remaining the net monthly income of 1,623.48, take away 1,260, and that is £363.48. Now he saves 2/3 of this, so the question is, well, what is 2/3 of 363.48? So here we're calculating a fraction of an amount. So what we do is we take our total, 363.48, we divide by the number on the bottom, and we multiply by the number on the top, and that comes to, so he saves each month £242.32, so in a year he will save £242.32 times by 12, which is 2907.84, but we need to give it to the nearest pound, so 84p means we're nearer £2,908. That's how much he will save in a year. And that takes us to the end of this paper.